Yeah, hi folks. Now, as many of you know, many things PS me off. And one of those things that PSs me off is the fact that I have to say PS instead of the real word. And another thing that PSs me off is governments like Labour etal that pretend to be kind while increasing costs during a cost of living crisis. But first, it really PSs me off when I see corporates misleading their customers, like this, for example.
Now I have two Snickers bars here, the original one and a new one here called Peanut Brownie. Now the weight on the original one is 44 grams and the weight on the new one is also 44 grams. So let's weigh these things. Now I'll start with the original one, which weighs in at 45 grams, which is good. And then we'll go over to the new one, which weighs in at 35 grams, which is 20.5% less than what is on the packaging.
Yeah, now that is called false advertising, and they're getting away with it.
Yeah, now we've checked the weight. Now how about the size? Now you can actually feel this one here is thinner. So let's open them up and have a look. Now you can clearly see this one here is thinner than that one.
Anyway, now to our kind government that is forcing their climate agenda on people who are already struggling now due to the cost of living crisis.
The government wants to drive down car emissions by increasing the fees on higher emitting vehicles.
Yeah, which are generally purchased by blue-collar workers who are struggling now.
After adding an extra $100 million to the Clean Car Discount scheme, it's now pumping the brakes a little because, in Transport Minister Michael Wood's words, it's exceeding industry and government projections. He says 20% of all new passenger car sales last year were electric.
Yeah, only because of subsidies, which means the product is crap.
That's up from 8% in 2021. The rebate being paid out on new EVs will be reduced from $8,625 to just over $7,000, while the rebate will increase from $3,450 for used zero-emissions imports to a shade over $3,000. But fees go up for polluting vehicles, with the threshold reducing from 192 grams of CO2 per kilometre to 150 grams. The opposition says the scheme means tradies and farmers are subsidising new electric cars for wealthy Kiwis.
Yeah, exactly. But who would trust National when they are on the exact same net zero page?
Political editor Jessica Much-Mackay reports.
Electric vehicles aren't a new concept, but dealers say it's the more modern version that's growing in popularity because of petrol prices and the Clean Car Scheme.
When petrol prices went up about 50 cents a litre, suddenly the demand was staggering.
Prior to the introduction of the Clean Car Discount, 10% of vehicles were low-emission vehicles. Since the introduction, we're looking at 30% of all new vehicles sold being somewhat electrified.
So in a pre-budget announcement, the government's spending $100 million to keep it going. It needs a top-up because 110,000 people have cashed in.
Mr. Speaker, the government's Clean Car discount scheme has been an electrifying success.
But he's bringing in changes. People who buy new EVs will soon get a smaller rebate, and used imported EVs will only get an extra $57.
Won't make a lot of difference. It's a few coffees perhaps, but it's still good to see it there.
Some non-plug-in hybrids won't be part of the scheme either. They're seen as a gateway to EVs.
It's a more affordable option for a lot of people.
The fee for a new high-emitting vehicle is going up a lot. Right now it's just over $5,000. From July it'll be nearly $7,000.
Well, we're not going to be taxing farmers and tradies, people who are trying to make money for this economy, to subsidise wealthy New Zealanders to buy Teslas.
I actually think it's good that people are buying Teslas.
Yeah, but they're not buying Tesla utes, are they?
Rather than huge big gas guzzlers.
The most popular cars, since hybrids have been included in the scheme, are the Toyota Aqua, Toyota Prius and the Model Y Tesla.
Does he think spending $83 million subsidising wealthy people to purchase Teslas represents good value for money during a cost of living crisis?
Mr. Speaker, I do believe that it is good value for money for the government to invest in initiatives that reduce our carbon emissions during a climate emergency.
Wow, the guy is a dangerous, myopic meathead. Yeah, and these kind meatheads have also banned caged hens during this cost of living crisis, which has sent egg prices through the roof.
Yeah, now it seems these days, since the caged hens have been outlawed in New Zealand, we don't have a choice anymore. You go to the supermarket and sometimes there's a lot on the shelf and a lot of times there's no eggs at all. So you get what you get. Now, the choice now is between free-range eggs like these here and colony eggs like these here. Now, some don't even have sizes anymore. So I'll just open this up. And this is a typical egg you're getting these days. It's like a bantam's egg. Not much bigger than a bantam's egg. I'll put it in an egg cup for you. You put it in an egg cup and it disappears. No choice anymore. No choice in this country anymore.
And that PIESSes me off.